We are back at UK Nationals 2017. This is our finals. I'm Alex White once again, joined by Chris Dyer. Say hello, Chris.
Back together again.
Yeah, the dream team. We are watching Donald Bowden on the left playing Cypher Whizzard against Sam Burdock on the right playing CI7 combo.
So just to be clear, that was Cypher Whizzard, not Siphon Wizard.
Oh, however you say it.
Yeah, well, no, it makes this matchup very different. Right?
It does, yes. So Don does not consider himself favoured in this matchup. He lost to Sam earlier. Sam is kind of aiming to prey on these Wizard decks because the Wizard players can't make good use of their recurring credits.
This is why you play CI, right? It's for the Reg Wiz matchup, almost above anything else.
Yeah, CI seriously increased in prominence when Wizard became the ubiquitous runner. It's pretty good against Andy as well.
And Sam, probably, I think it's fair to say, the best CI player in the country.
Yeah, certainly the one with the best results. So
yeah,
we've got a handshake there, which is very nice. We've got a lot of paraphernalia on the table. We've got River there at the top and Ripley down at the bottom.
Got 2 bespoke mats by Ollie, very talented.
Yeah.
As birthday River mat and the Dinosaurs Killing Fascist mats.
Yes. So strong mat game, strong forearm game, and some lovely animals on the table there.
Right, so Sam has kept, they both kept.
Bad news for Don that Sam has kept, but at least Don himself has not mulled into some nonsense.
So when you play CI, I believe you're playing the Violet Clearance Lottery to a certain extent.
Yes, to an extent.
Because that card is bonkers.
Correct, yes. I see an Ultraviolet in Sam's hand. I didn't see a Violet, so he draws and takes 2.
Yeah.
Which probably telegraphs to Don that Ultraviolet is coming. Obviously that card is a triple and costs 6.
It also means he can't have many agendas, or he can't have a bad hand. Because if he did, he wouldn't have kept that hand.
Yes, exactly. So Don installs a Sol Seti Slums, which removes cards from the game instead of trashing them. Hoping to hit a Jackson Howard or an Estelle Moon. Is literally playing the lottery.
Yeah, it's just Jackson. Right? So Moon, you have to remove virtually all of them, and it's pretty difficult.
So there's Hasty Relocation, obviously one of the most important cards in the deck. You use that to stack before you do the combo. For those that don't know, CI7 is a deck that has a very interesting set of plays it does at the end of the game to score 7 points in a single turn. So Sam's not going to build a remote. He's not going to try and kill Don.
He's going to get money and draw cards. Essentially.
He's just interested in not losing.
This is Ultraviolet. Yeah. And then this ice will tell you whether he's got any Jacksons in hand.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see what he installs. You have to install off Ultraviolet Clearance after you've drawn the 4 cards.
Yeah.
So if you don't have one, you're forced to install something in a new remote. This can be awkward. So
this deck's a bit more resilient, right? Because it's got advanced assembly lines and it's got a couple of things it can just chuck out. Yep.
Sam doesn't seem to know what he's going to install, which suggests that maybe he doesn't have an ice here.
No, he doesn't. So
in new remotes.
The game is afoot.
So Don is almost certainly going to run that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you like slums here?
I
don't, but...
So I would have a serious temptation to run that last click and not first click.
Yeah, just in case you hit a Jackson, right?
Yeah, because this looks really sad if you hit a Jackson Howard. Saw a Global Food Initiative go into Sam's hand. I didn't see many other agendas, but running for these... Don's playing correctly. You run for these single
just get
accesses.
the axes, right? That's the way to play against CI. You don't try and be clever.
I'm not entirely clear on what rolling a dice is going to achieve from Don here, given how many cards there are in hand.
I'm not sure Don knows.
No, I'm a big fan of shuffling it up as if it's a deck and flipping it.
It's one.
There's his first one. So he's going to need 3 more because this deck plays Global Food Initiative. Yeah, Don just wants to make a run every click of the game.
Yep. So there is a line where you try and outcurrent them with strikes, but you have to draw very well.
Yeah, Don's kind of already off that plan.
I think
right?
I think he is. I agree. Interesting counter news, Don's vote. Ooh.
2 more accesses have potential to give Don the game.
The question is whether you've picked HQ clean now, so maybe you run R&D for the last one.
Yeah, maybe. But Don's happy to go back into HQ again.
I guess there's no ice in there.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? There's a bunch of ops probably. Okay. Yeah. Shipment from San, a very important part of the combo.
Yeah, and I guess the other point is if you can hit a Violet level clearance, then that's a big boost.
Yeah, that's really nice actually. So we see I think that's a blue level,
yeah.
Violet. So we get just a blue level. Sam doesn't play many ice, which is why it's not all that surprising that he hasn't seen any yet. He only really wants to see 1/2 pieces over the course of a game.
I think it makes his keep interesting, though.
It does, yeah, it does. Sam's quite an optimistic hand keeper, though.
He is. Yeah, he was talking earlier about keeping a hand on the hope that his opponent didn't have Siphon.
Yeah.
So that's a paper wall, which is one of the classic pieces of the Mythic suite. The idea usually being that once you've trashed it, it's advanced seminars. Oh, it's Violet level.
He is removing it from the game. I like the first one that you remove because it does.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I think I saw a targeting marketing off the top of one in his hand, so
Yeah.
the current battle is already over.
Yeah.
Before it's begun.
He's got an archive in hand as well. So
Yeah, Don's arguably wasting a click by playing a current.
Yeah, I don't think he should. So hitting that violet slows Sam down a bit. It means he can't recur it with archive memories, which otherwise is a value play.
Yeah, that's quite common to do actually.
Yeah.
So Sam is clicking to draw.
Yeah.
CI's favourite basic action in the game. We're taking another one. You have to be careful. He has to manage his hand size, since his hand size is equal to his credits.
He hasn't clicked for credits a lot.
No.
Paperwall obviously is free to res, so it's not a problem.
Yeah. The dream is that your clearances mean that you get all the credits you need and you never click. But
yeah, Violet level clearance has this neat thing where you gain as many credits as cards, essentially. So
yes.
So it doesn't cost you anything.
It breaks you even. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue level is a profit on credits. Ultraviolet is also a profit on credit.
So that's neither bad worse. So what's Don looking for? Medium?
Yes.
Is the only
I don't
card,
see what else he would be looking for.
The only card he wants, right?
Yep. No other card. So something to break that HQ ice would be a nice little bonus.
Yeah.
But he would very happily get 2 mediums here.
So the other point to note is that CI's general, those, well...
Well, Don plays
Discard
Deja
bar.
Vu, so this isn't so bad, right?
So, yeah, the other point to note is that Sam's deck, as far as I know, plays 2 GFIs, and the combo becomes a lot harder if you get both your GFIs
that is
stolen.
true. Not that much harder, but it does become harder.
What percent?
It becomes, not honestly, like 15% harder, not that much. Whereas old CI shut down, if you lost all your power shutdowns, it was a good like 50% harder, I would say.
50%.
Yeah, I would maybe go as high as
That's quite a lot.
55 actually.
Okay, so Don's installed Moose, which is probably his econ for the rest of the game. He probably doesn't need to play any more economy cards, which is good.
That's good, you don't want to waste clicks on econ.
Yeah. So it's dipped in low on credits, which gives Sam... he's got a cast as well, that's fine. So Moose and cast puts 4 credits each turn on the first side of the turn, which means he threatens everything.
Basically, this is the battle of the basic actions, because Don's going to run as much as possible, Sam's going to click to draw as much as possible. And then sometimes they'll do something exciting that makes their drawing or running a bit better.
Yeah.
Again, Sam is,
Another blue level. Sam's starting to accelerate a bit. He's not a huge way through his deck.
He hasn't seen a violet yet. Usually the first violet is the most important
It's the
one.
backbreaker, yeah.
And Don took it off the top of R&D. So obviously those first 2 accesses for Don looked really good to agendas. Now it's starting to get to the point where that's kind of a requirement for Don to keep playing, right?
Yeah. So if he hadn't got those 2, he's almost out of the game at this point, I think. Sam's still no second ice. If Don can get into HQ, he can run 3 times because he's going to have to play the card to get in.
Or he could Deja a medium into play.
Yeah.
It looks like he's about to install something because he slightly shifted his slums to the left. He's shifting it back again. This suggests that a hardware is... Oh, okay, no.
It's a peddler.
Again, great if you had a medium. Good if you had a parasite.
Yeah, paper's fine.
Also good in his deck. This wizard deck, really all these wizard decks can dig through quite quickly if they really need to.
They've got a lot of draw.
Oh, there's another violet level gone.
Oh.
Yeah, see, Sam kind of throws it. He's not happy to see that go. So Sam's going to be quite slow this game.
So Sam has got... So 2 things have happened here. One is good for Sam, that he hasn't bled any more accesses from R&D, and if they were agendas, this game could be over. But those violet levels are the best card in his deck.
Yes, yeah. That's really what makes CI what it is, in my opinion. Ultraviolet is a fine card, so is blue level, but violet is what makes this deck so unfair.
It's not the same. So what Don is effectively doing is buying himself a bit more clock to get accesses.
So there's an ultraviolet.
Yep.
Clarence. So he's played... Is that his second ultraviolet or his third?
Second ultraviolet.
Second. So he's played 2 UVC,
2 blues,
2
blues, 2
BS. No green level clearances in this deck anymore. It's considered somewhat primitive.
Yeah. We discussed earlier green not being the best colour. Green and purple especially.
We did, yeah. Back to colour chat, actually, yeah. I don't know what colours ultraviolet goes with, actually.
All of them, I guess.
I'm being informed by someone that is invisible, and so all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sam is again doing the in-store shuffle.
He actually drew some ice that time, right? Yeah. So now the other thing that often happens with CI is with medium you see every card in R&D. If all the agendas end up in HQ, you can't see all of them. You could potentially access the same card 3 times.
So this is going to be a 4-click turn running HQ.
Yeah. Very solid.
Yeah, it's fine, right?
So Sam is seriously padded there. How many agendas does this deck play? Can you remember? Is it 9 or 8?
I think it's 9. It must be 9.
So 7 left in the game.
Yeah, because it's 2 5-3s and 7 3-2s or 4-2s.
Sam's counting his cards so they can best determine how to randomize access.
Yeah, so I think Sam's about halfway through his deck. You have to get down to about 10-ish.
Yeah, it's about 10.
Before, depending what's in your hand and a couple of other bits
The
and
more
bobs.
installables you have, the fewer you need. This is very dramatic.
Oh.
Okay.
So I particularly like Don's pause before you flip approach.
Yeah, he's really making it exciting for us.
Masterful tension builder. So 3 more runs this turn.
Another meme on the board there. They're probably making the CI man R noise, but we have no player cam, so we can't actually hear. Oh god, this is terrifying, right? This could just be the game, but also Don could just whiff 1,000 times because that's what CI does.
Yep. It's the access lottery. So the other problem is Don only found a temporary way through that. Through that ice. So if he misses here and Sam's got another ice, then.
So he's got what? 1 more pull or 2 more pulls?
2 more pulls because it was the instant parasite.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got click left. I'm pretty sure he run. I don't.
Yeah. Don thinks for a little bit.
Nothing else could be correct.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if this is an agenda, it's correct, and if it's not an agenda, it's incorrect. Is that clear?
No.
I'm kidding, of course. It's a good play. God. Okay.
So
that's the second moon removed from the game. Fascinating.
So this slum is doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
So he only needs 1, but if he loses that 1,
you can do a weird combo with some Jackson now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to watch, I'm sure, but not good for Sam, certainly.
But this is why Sam is so good at CI, is because he knows his redundancy and he knows what those combos are.
Yeah. The other thing is every installable is valuable because it gives you another card with your Estelle moves. There's a lot left in there. Don's back in this game well and truly.
About 18, I think.
Okay. Oh, that's not... I thought there were more than that.
Yeah, it's not a huge amount.
We can definitely do with the card count here.
Yeah.
Never mind. So... Sam's thinking, I thought I saw another ice in his hand earlier, so I thought there was one was going to come down on HT.
He's got a lot of money still. He might have to start pitching 1 or 2 cards, which is bad because it stops you padding your hand.
Yeah. Sam's credit pile is a bit of a mess.
Yeah, Sam usually a very neat and tidy player, but this is mildly upsetting.
They are both incredibly nervous, is what I'm pointing out.
Which is understandable.
They describe themselves as both being full of nervous energy. These 2 players are good friends, which makes this quite casual in that sense, but they still really want to win.
So that's a click 1 draw, or was that mandatory? Might be mandatory. So Sam will be looking for 2 things. He'd like a draw card and an ice.
Yes.
Anything else is almost irrelevant. So what he'll be starting to do now, he'll be counting the installables in his hand versus the cards in his deck.
Yep.
Because that's what powers your Estelle Moon, which is what draws you the remainder of your deck.
Exactly, yeah.
So the more installables in your hand, the more cards you can have left in R&D.
Accelerated Diagnostics also essentially mills 3 cards.
Sam might be thinking about something a bit weird here.
Oh, goodness me. Okay, he's archiving for an Ultraviolet. Okay. Can't play that this turn, which suggests that he's either going to Biotic Labor or...
Yeah, so that's really strong, right? So that's... I think that was draw... so that means Ultraviolet next turn, which I think means he's looking at the turn after.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I don't think that Ultraviolet draw makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So all Sam is trying to do, he needs to ride this for long enough to survive the accesses.
So
and this is why the fact that it was a Parasite rather than a Paperclip really, really hurts Don.
Yeah, so Parasite is like a permanent solution to one particular piece of ice. Not to always, there we are. So Don's going to get at least 2 more accesses this game.
That's an exciting inject. So 2 more accesses right now, I think.
You take him, right?
Yeah, straight away.
Take him.
That's on HQ, yep.
Oh God, here we go again.
So there's 2 things he can hit. If he hits the 3rd moon, the game becomes interesting. If he hits a Jackson
is quite
okay.
good.
If it's an agenda, the game is largely over.
Yeah, agenda's best pull, of course, because it does win Don the game. So again,
I'd aim for the agenda, I think.
Yeah, winning the game is generally the best line.
Does not. So he has a pull left, I believe.
Yeah. It is good that he now has a Paperclip, so Sam can't use a Paper Wall to... pleasing that Paperclip breaks Paper Wall, by the way.
Yeah, so the rest of Sam's ice is a Mother Goddess, multiple Mother Goddess, and he has an Excalibur as well, which is pretty good in this situation because it gives Don a single access.
Speaking of single accesses, here we go again.
Yeah. I'm tense watching this.
I am terrified. I don't even know who I want to win, and I'm terrified.
He has seen that targeted marketing a lot.
There is 2, right? We're pretty sure.
Yeah.
Targeted marking, of course, in the deck because it's sort of Siphon Hate, but mostly to overwrite.
So if he's got
Rogue
another
Voice
ice and he's starting to run a little bit short because he's had 2 Pokeballs trashed, then
he is counting his clicks.
Yeah, okay.
Which is a bit like loading the gun in CI, isn't it? It suggests that something bad is about to happen to you.
That makes that so that means the card he has drawn is relevant to the changes his odds of being able to do the combo.
Right.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have picked up the ultraviolet.
So a trick that Sam is fond of that you can do in this deck, and I need to make sure I remember this correctly. If you've got a bunch of accelerated diagnostics and hasties, you can hasty relocation a pile that is ultraviolet clearance, recursion for either hasty or AD, and a biotic.
Sorry?
16 R&D and a
16
biotic
R&D.
labor.
So 16 is the upper end of what you can do in this
so
deck. It is possible.
So if you build a pile with hasty, that is archive memories or reclamation order, for whichever one you're going to need again. Ultraviolet clearance, biotic labor. That is essentially click neutral. It pays for itself, draws you a bunch of cards, and installs something. Sam does that a lot, and it's extremely powerful. Now, Sam is not just going; he's thinking, which generally means he's pretty okay.
So he's doing something. Ripley is not okay with this.
IRL Doge going on here as Ripley gives a little uh-oh to the camera.
Right, so click 2 is going to be accelerated diagnostics in, you would think. So Sam's just drawn a successful field test. So the agendas that Sam's lost don't matter. If he'd lost all of something, it would be more of an issue. If you use a field test, it's a big problem. But those are fine.
Yeah.
So this second click will tell you what you need to know about what Sam's trying to do.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. If it might be that this is some kind of weird value AD because
I feel like he's trying to accelerate rather than anything else.
But I'm unsure because he is counting his clicks, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And maybe there's a possibility. Sometimes this happens with CI. It's this could go either way combo.
And what Sam is very good at, I think, is the adjustment where you say, I'm either doing this for value or I'm doing it to win the game, and I will see what happens as I go through it.
Yeah.
So click 2 is AD.
So we're going to see what these cards are.
What a stupid card.
Some people are a fan of it.
Yep.
Sam's certainly a fan of it.
So this I think is exactly what you said.
Yeah. So Biotic Labor gets him 2 clicks, of course.
Yep.
We usually shortcut Biotic Labor as giving you a click, but
not this time.
Reclamation Order.
Which will pull back.
Accelerated Diagnostics.
Was it? Or was it the hasty?
One of the two, right?
I think it was the hasty.
And Ultraviolet Clearance.
Yeah. So he is still at 3 clicks.
Yeah. So he's back where he started. He gets to install a card.
And he has now got 14 cards in his deck.
There's another UBC. Okay. New remote, which suggests that he's going to try and win, right?
Yeah, so
unless that's a CVS.
If that's Moon, installing it is awful.
Yeah.
If it's really awful.
Anything but a CVS is a bad install.
Yeah. He had a CVS, so that's fine. But if you install the CVS and you don't need to, it's installable that you're wasting.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is if he's not winning this turn, that would be a weird install. Okay, so
I think he's going.
Either Sam has screwed it up, which to my knowledge he's never done in real play, or we're about to watch someone win
We're about to watch CI Combo win Nationals. What a world.
Quite exciting if you're a fan of CI Combo, which some people are. Yep. So
you're being very restrained in your love for CI Combo. I know the truth.
I would probably put myself in the fond of CI Combo camp if I was to pick a side. Yeah.
I am picketing the camp.
So the longest part of any combo I find as CI now is you play a hasty really quickly, and then you draw the 3, and then you stare at your hand for a very long time trying to work out what to put on top.
So I've spoken about this before. This is torturous for Dom.
Yeah, it is.
Because he doesn't know if Sam can win yet. I'm not entirely sure Sam is 100% sure that he can win
yet.
So Don is just watching this, and he's hoping what? Hoping that Sam can't combo when he gets a turn?
Yeah.
He's hoping that Sam screws up?
Yeah.
Which is a weird situation where you're hoping your friend messes up the final of Nationals. So this might be a second value.
Sam is nervous. Sam is nervous here.
No, it's not.
He's going for it.
As FCOM.
So that's... No, it's not an FCOM. He's only got one in his deck. This is a field test.
Oh, sorry, field test. Sorry, yes, of course.
Or is it? He hasn't flipped it over.
No, you don't, because he needs to install the Moon.
Oh, yes, yeah. He's installing the Moon. Which costs him a click.
So he has 2 clicks left.
Right. So Estelle Moon...
So this is where we go counting installables. So what he will be trying to do, if he can, he'll put enough things on the table that he draws every card in his deck.
Yeah.
There are versions that you can do where you don't, and you leave some in your deck, and you just kind of do this weird partial AD sort of thing.
Yeah, so you have to be extremely careful to not install more than you have in your deck. That's the worst
way to
play.
lose Nats that would be.
Because you will try to draw a card and the judge will say you cannot.
And then you will lose the game.
You have lost the game.
Yeah, in the rare self-inflicted mill win.
I am always terrified of it. I'm fond when CI comboing of saying just before I go off, unless I'm a complete idiot, I have 100% got this.
Yeah.
It just adds to the tension.
A little bit of pressure.
Yeah, it just adds to the tension, which is exciting, right? So
4? Must be more than that.
it must be more than that.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
my goodness.
So
4 cards. Oh, are there 4 in the deck?
there's 4 in the deck.
Oh,
so
okay,
this
so that was
now-
the
this-
correct number.
Yeah, so this now becomes pretty easy, right?
Yeah, so if one or more of those is Jackson, it's trivial. If
Yeah.
none of them are Jackson, he has to be a little careful.
It must. So unless all 3 Jacksons are in the bottom 4 cards,
Possible.
possible but unlikely.
Yes.
So Sam, I think, is just double checking his mouse. Look at his handshake. Oh God.
Wouldn't you be? Actually, you're quite calm, aren't you, Chris? So there's an install.
Yep.
So he has
So,
Jackson
so
Howard.
that must be one of the pieces he
the
needed.
best Jackson as well. Such a beautiful Jackson Howard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
well done. This is why Sam got further than Swifty.
Correct.
Better Jacksons.
And even if you don't like CI combo, this is at least a fond farewell to Jackson Howard.
And CI combo.
Yeah, well, so for some it's not so much of a fond farewell as a good riddance,
Yeah,
right? But to
yeah.
Jack, we will all miss Jackson.
So
and it's
Sam,
nice to see him
back
in a
up
game.
to 2 clicks.
Yeah.
This will be 4-2 or it's the 3-2 with the counter on.
Yeah, Vitruvius, that's the one you tend to do.
Yeah.
You can use it to get back an AD.
Yeah.
This is completely trivial.
Yeah.
As long as one of those is Jackson, he removes it, shuffles in,
Yeah.
shipment.
Don make him do the combo. Though
Which you
I
always
suspect
do.
I suspect a part of Don just wants to concede, frankly, because you just want to get out. You just want to get up.
To Don, this is a bad matchup.
Yeah, it's a bad match. Don did everything right. He missed his accesses. I don't think Don made a single misplay, but this is a bad matchup.
There we are.
And that's Nats.
We have our winner. Sam Burdock, regional winner, takes home
national.
UK Nationals 2017.
Yeah. And one of the most consistent and best players in the UK.
Yeah,
and
what a-
also quite a nice guy.
And yeah, super lovely.
Yeah.
He's just recently learned he's a dad, which is wonderful. And here he is, the winner. Wow. That's what you do. That's why you play CI.
That's why you play CI.
Don-
You play CI for that matchup. Don got as close as you could get.
Yeah.
And the reason that was so tense was Don got 6 points relatively quickly. Yeah. They've obviously both done extremely well. They're both very good players. Maybe they don't quite get the recognition that they always should. Don especially.
Yeah.
Although he's very consistent, he doesn't maybe get all the recognition he should.
Yeah.
He should. But a very good player.
Right, so we are going to have a winners interview, I think. I think we're I'd say an 80% chance to have a winners interview.
Maybe 85.
Maybe 85. We don't know what format it's going to take. We don't know if you're going to be able to see Sam Burdock's wonderful face during it. We don't know who's going to be doing it, to be honest.
No, we don't know anything.
But it will be somebody, and it's going to be a wonderful time for everybody.
Thanks everybody for watching
so thank
and
you.
listening.
Please stand by. There should be a winners interview coming. Thank you so much for watching.
Ta-ra.
Welcome back. I'm delighted to be joined by Sam Burdock, the
Hello.
UK National Champion 2017. How are you, Sam?
It's still sinking in. I'm really, really good. I'm really glad that I got to play Don in the final because
Yes.
he's one of my favourite people to play against,
Yeah.
and so yeah, that was a good
And
experience all
a
round.
CI lover as well.
Exactly, yeah. So
you're
he
able to
doesn't
crush
he doesn't
him.
begrudge it.
So I'd like to ask you about the decks you
Yeah,
got today.
yeah,
Do you want to talk about
sure.
CI first? Now I know you. What made you choose CI to bring this
So
weekend?
I was about 90% sure that Chris Dyer, Theo Clifford, Tim Fowler, and the rest of that group. There's so many names I need to remember for this.
There's a large cabal.
That they would probably be on Desperado Whiz, which the only threat that presents to CI is medium digging and strike.
Okay.
And I have I put 2 currents in CI and 2 CVS, and I stayed on 2 CVS, which turned out to be the right call because I did get medium dug a couple of times, and the CVS always saved me.
Okay.
So yeah, I CI is just so good against any kind of regular whiz because they have very few answers to Mother Goddess and Excalibur.
And you were right, I think. Lots of players were on
Yeah,
Desperado Whiz.
absolutely.
Is that what you found when you faced most people?
So I came across against a couple of Andys, which is a very interesting matchup because obviously the Siphon plays a big part in that one. But none of the Andys that I faced got a medium against me, which meant that the pressure was all on one server, and it was very much a current war. Who can I have a target marketing up while they're trying to get a strike up? And if I have the target marketing ready to go, then I'm fine. And that was good for me in one of the Andromeda matchups, and bad for me in the only match that CI lost, which was yesterday against Rufus, where he did strike me, and I didn't get any ice on HQ, and he siphoned me, and it was very bad.
Okay. Were there any particularly bad combos you had to pull off? Oh, you wouldn't get a jacket. Were there any particularly bad combos.
So the hardest one I had to do was against Andy Lovell, which was the last round of round 7, where he installed 3 sacrificial constructs and had an SMC ready to go for Clot.
And a Clot, okay.
So
SMC, okay.
So what you do, I found in that situation, because this is the deck that runs Faust and Laguna Velasco as its breaker engine, I built a remote server that consisted of Mother Goddess, Turing, and then put agendas in there. Okay. And he had to spend all of his money to get in, because he has to SMC for the Faust. He then has to install the Cyber Cipher to get in.
Okay.
And spends all his money to get in to get that one agenda, and now he can't afford the Clot.
Okay.
And that's one of the ways you do it. You kind of fork them with a very difficult remote for them to get into, because they have to have the Faust for the Mother Goddess, and they have to have a non-AI breaker to get through the Turing.
Yes.
So it's a really nasty remote for them.
Okay.
And that's how you sort of beat the Clot matchup.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting. Okay, yeah, good. So, Max then?
Yeah. What
made you decide to bring Max as opposed to, say, Whizzard or something else you might have played?
So I was playing that deck a lot on casual Jinteki, because I've noticed that if you're on casual Jinteki, people don't tend to spectate you as much, and I couldn't remember the password from my Smurf. So I was playing the Max counter-surveillance deck. I can't remember who came up with the original list. I'm pretty sure it did well at, I think, an Australian.
Okay.
Australian Nationals and Australian Regionals or something. Okay. But I made a few changes. I put in more Dean Listers, because I think that's absolutely crucial to the deck. Yes. And I put in 3 Inject, because so much of what that deck needs to see is non-programs.
Okay.
And the Gods of War can go into the discard pile, because then you can deja vu them back and get 2 of them, which is actually fine. So the changes I made to that deck were to put more of a focus on getting the Gods of War down early, and the Dean Lister combo to get an early account siphon off, and then it's all about trying to build up tags using the God of War Joshua B combination to pull off a big counter surveillance by around about turn 10 or 11, where you see enough cards such that either you've decked and you try and levy and then draw a bunch of cards, so you can just do it all over again, or you just win. So.
How did you find that meta decision? Do you think that was the right deck to bring?
So I knew that it had a decent matchup against Moons because there's a ticking clock on it, and because Moons is so draw heavy that it's very easy to get to the point where they've maybe scored a couple of agendas, but you're now at the point where you can see the rest of R&D, and the only thing you need to worry about at that point is Lakshmi Smart Fabrics.
Yes.
And playing around that is quite difficult, because you have to make sure that you don't, they can't get enough tokens on it to basically deny you from scoring all the agendas, which means trashing it a lot and hoping they can't install enough stuff to get all the counters on Lakshmi Smart Fabrics.
Yeah, okay.
So I was doing that against Theo, and I got to 6 points. This was the first round we played yesterday. From there, I knew that the matchup was good, because I lost due to luck, but I knew that it could work. And it worked against Tim earlier today.
So, all right, last question then. I knew you were... So, I don't know if you're going to Worlds or not.
Okay.
But I guess you can now.
So, I would love to, but it's a work thing, right? So, the busiest time for me is between October and December of each year.
So, you're not going to Worlds this year? But maybe you can argue to represent the UK next year.
I mean, depending on the number of days, I may be able to get it off. It's certainly possible, and it's in November. It's in November, right?
Yeah. First weekend, yeah.
First week in November. So it might be possible that I can wrangle something, but we'll have to see.
Great, amazing. And you would represent the UK?
Yes.
All right. So congratulations once
Thank you very
again.
much.
I'll show your hand. Very well
Do I have
played.
to say any shout-outs quick?
You can send some shout-outs.
I want to say a huge shout-out to Dave Coleman for showing me the list. And obviously the rest of all Team Metadeck, Dave Hoyland, Mark Mottram, Ben Nee. Thank you so much, guys, for all the work we've put into all the tournaments we've been to. Thank you so much to Ollie for accompanying me to Nationals and supporting me all the way. And obviously thank you to River for doing all the hard work.